recorded live.
Hello, everybody. It's April 13th, 2014. You're listening to Common Ground Radio, a member of the Air Nation Radio Network, where we discuss all the latest from the daytime Emmy-winning drama days of our lives. Thank you for spending the last part of your Sunday with us. I'm your host, Brandon. And on the line with us, as always, is my co-host, Misty.
Hi.
So I was just talking with Misty off air that there it goes again. I have this presentation due on Monday, and it's coming towards the end of spring semester, and my final semester as an undergrad. And I have this presentation it's a group presentation, and we're just now getting together. I mean, we're not getting together, but we're communicating about how it's all going to go. And I apologize if you hear a thing that sounds like money, like cha-ching, because that'll be my phone, because my two group mates have been texting me all night about it. So I just want to apologize in advance if you do hear that. And let me just say, your final semester is just crazy. It's just, well, at least for me, because I just need an hour away to just forget about everything, which is, I hope, what will happen tonight, because there it goes again. Oh my God, this is going to drive me nuts, probably more than it drives you nuts, but we'll go ahead and get on with it, I hope. Oh my, sorry, I had to rant.
Just rant every now and then?
Yep, I have to. I'll probably do it more than I should. Anyways, just a few things before we get into our discussion this evening. Go ahead and log on to airnationradio.com and check out all our past shows. You can listen to our shows right there on airnationradio.com, and you can download the shows here on talkshoe.com. You can listen to them when and where you please once you download them on your iPad, iPhone, iPod, whatever. And if you want our interviews with Jen Lilly, Jade Harlow, Bill and Susan Hayes, and Meredith Lynn, who was absolutely hilarious, you'll want to check those out. Misty and I had a great time chatting with each of them, and we have no doubt that you'll enjoy every one of those interviews as well. Next, we'd like to give you our tweets of the week. Every week, Misty and I bring you our favorite tweets from day stars past and present. The first one I have is from Casey Moss. He says, you can follow him. Oh, my God. I'm about ready to turn my phone up against the wall. You can follow him at Casey Moss. He says, thinking you've lost your phone when it's been in your hand the entire time. I think we've all had that experience.
I know. I had mine last week. I was like, oh, my gosh, where's my phone? And I was like going crazy, and I was like, are you kidding me? I'm holding it.
What kind of world do we live in these days? It's crazy.
We got to always have our phone, and then you have it so much you don't even know that you have it.
Exactly.
It's like a part of you. It's pretty funny. All right. My first one is Peter Reckel. He played Bo, for those of you that may not know. And if you want to follow him, he's at Peter Reckel. It's Reckell. He says, going back to days, I don't think that will ever happen as a long-term commitment. Going back to close out Bo's story in a respectful way, question mark. He said, I would do that for you. You deserve better than what they have done to Bo. You have always been a very faithful and dedicated for years, actually decades. Not sure what kind of storyline could happen. Haven't watched the show. You would have better ideas. Time to contact the show. So I guess he's wanting us fans to say, hey, let Bo go out respectfully instead of disrespectfully.
You know, I agree with I don't agree with how they sent Bo off. So I agree with Peter in the sense that they need to wrap up that storyline somehow. But for me, it irks me when an actor or actress speaks out on how they were written for a show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it does, but it just irks me when they. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I don't know how to word it. It just it annoys me when actors think that, they don't have say in a story, and
right.
they should know that. They should know that they don't have a say in a story, and when they sign up for a show, they know that something could happen at any time, which I guess applies to Jade Harlow, sadly. As much as I love Jade and I want her to return, I guess if you think about it, she knew what she was signing up for. Well, she wasn't on contract, so she probably really didn't sign anything, but yeah. It's not easy being an actor or actress. Not that I would know, but I'm just assuming. My next one is from Christy Clark. who was Carrie on Days, if you will recall. Team Cafe. Anyways, you can follow her at Christy _Clark. So that's Christy __ Clark. The milk bar is officially closed. Hip hip hooray. What have I missed? Come on, culture vultures. What's happening in the world? And that was her first tweet in about 25 days. And if you didn't understand what that was, the milk bar refers to that she just had a child, and you can infer what the rest of that means. I thought it was funny.
Oh, she has good tweets too.
She doesn't tweet enough though.
No, she was there for like a while, but she doesn't hardly anymore. That's hilarious though. Okay, my last one for today is from Jen Lilly. I always have to have one from her. She's hilarious. You should know her handle by now, but if not, it's at Jen _ Lilly, Lilley. She said, what did an elephant say to the naked man? I don't know how you managed to breathe through that thing.
You got through it without laughing. I'm proud of you, because I couldn't have.
I wanted to laugh, but I held it into the end. Oh, my gosh. She had another one, too, about ball sizes. Like, you start out with a football, and you go to baseball, and then you go to golf. Does anyone see the trend here? As you get older, the balls get smaller? Oh, my gosh, I can't help it. She just makes me laugh.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not PG-13 at this moment, but yes, it normally is PG-13.
Yes,
I
apologize. It's Jen's fault.
We should have a disclaimer at the beginning saying parental discretion is advised during our tweet discussions.
No children under 16. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my goodness. All right, wrap this up. My last one's from Kyle Louder, who played Brady. You can follow him at Kyle Louder 22. And he is actually Ari Zucker's ex-wife, in case you didn't know that. You never know how much kitty litter really weighs until you have to carry a box of it for 12 NYC blocks. Why? I think it's funny that Kyle Louder is buying kitty litter in the first place.
And wait, did you say that he was her ex?
Yeah.
They're not together anymore?
You didn't see the story? Kyle Louder and Art Zucker. Yeah, they announced they got divorced, didn't they?
What?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah,
oh
I'm pretty sure there was.
That makes me sad right now. How did I miss that? I really like him. And you also, I think you called him her ex-wife.
Oh, well. I guess, well,
Hey, but that explains the kitty litter. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. No, but it was on some digest, so it's official. So,
oh, my gosh. I'm sad. They were really cute.
I can't believe you missed that story.
I know. How did I miss that? Oh, I need to get on social media more.
Obviously.
Oh, look. Right, Shaw has pictures of his current girlfriend on Twitter. Well, maybe I need to follow his Instagram. I follow him on Twitter, but I don't really see everything.
I'm pretty sure that Ari and Sean might be something going on there. But I don't want to start any rumors, so I'll stop right there. All right. Time for Days in the News. This week's Days in the News, it begins with a departure and an arrival. 2 pieces of news there for you. This is a cryptic clue for a May contract departure that has been announced by Jason47 on Facebook, who has all the inside dish on Days. Some fans may not be smiling when this contract cast member departs in May, while others will probably want to come on down. So I'm sure you all might be scratching your heads at this, but I've thought this out, and I've seen some responses, and it makes perfect sense. My thought is that Justin Gaston will be exiting as Ben, and he will be recast with Rob Wilson, who is a former soap actor, actually, on the online version of All My Children, but he's most notably known for his time as a model on The Price is Right, which would explain the come on down part. That's just my thought. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it.
It would.
I'm not crazy. It's not just something I just came up with on a whim. But, yeah, it's not confirmed, so we'll have to wait this out. And we know it's not about Alex Sweeney or Camilla or any of them. So just stay tuned. We'll probably have more next week, maybe. Or maybe we won't have anything till May. Well, no, we won't have anything next week. And you'll hear about that at the end of the show. So that was a departure. Well, the arrival is General Hospital alum has decided to move into Salem. Alicia Lee Willis, who most recently played General Hospital's Courtney. Stupid commercial. Alicia Wright Mills, who played Courtney on General Hospital for a number of years, will be making her way to Salem. I believe it is this month, if I'm not mistaken, the end of April. And she will be playing Liam's ex. I'm not sure if it's wife or just ex-lover. Yeah, she will begin a stint on dates April 22nd. Look for her to tie into Liam. And the actress has been on the show's radar for a while because she was asked to fill in for Nadia Bjorlund's Quid in 2010 when Bjorlund fell ill, but the scenes never aired. So that was interesting. I didn't know that. But stay tuned, and we'll keep you up to date on that. I'm not sure if it's just a stint or if she'll be recurring, but we'll keep you up to date on the latest with that. The next piece we have is good news for Days and Daytime overall.
Yay!
Days and General Hospital show increase in younger viewers. Daytime soaps getting support from their networks. Proof positive that your favorite daytime soaps are holding their own and then some, as we get heavily into the spring of 2014, comes a very upbeat look for the daytime dramas that are still on the air as they increase, and the increases they have brought to key female demos and games, entitled viewers. This is from Variety.com. Days of Our Lives and General Hospital, the two iconic brands, have brought in some all-important younger viewers again. I don't want to read you the General Hospital stats. Days of Our Lives is up 10% to almost 3 million, but its biggest gains are among females 12 to 34. Its median age is 57.8, is nearly 1 full year lower than it was last year. So basically, that kind of really didn't make sense as I read it. But the average age of viewership for Days has decreased by a year. And they're getting more viewers in the 12 to 34 category. So that's good news. As I was reading that, I was like, that's a lot of numbers, and I don't know what that means. But that's sum it all up as basically what it is. Last piece of news. Not news, it's just let you know about the ratings. We try to give you the ratings every week, whether they're good or bad. And this week, for the week of March 31st, all soaps are down. For Days of Our Lives, they had 2,423,000 viewers for the week. That is down 22,000 from the week prior. However, that is up 113,000 from that time a year prior. Days' best day of the week was Wednesday. Wednesday they had 2,900,052 viewers. Oh wait, no. Monday had 2,985,000. So Thursday they had 2.7 million, and Friday they had 2.8 million. So overall, that's not bad. They're averaging. It's about 2.8 million they're averaging for that week. Oh wait, that was day. GH. Oh crap! I just screwed it all up. Never mind. Anyways, Days was down from the week prior, but they're up from that time a year ago. So if you want to look it up, they're on Soap Opera Network, and they have all the ratings for you laid out there. All right. See, I told you my brain's not all here tonight. Anyways, what's next? Tonight we decided we want you all to run the show. What do you want to talk about? Let us know in the chat room or call us at 1-724-444-7444. Call ID £1, finally £1, and you're in. We've gotten some responses on our Twitter page, I believe. From, let's see, I know Shakita tweeted us, Kendra tweeted us. Shakita wants us to have a segment that is dedicated to praising Liam and side-eyeing Maxine. Kendra wants us to talk about how Gabby slapped Sammy, but she also wants us to discuss the pre-noms for the upcoming daytime Emmys. So you all have a lot in mind of what you want us to talk about. So, there's Shakita in the chat room screaming to talk about Liam, and Kendra screaming to talk about Gabby and Sammy. Yeah, I'm sorry everybody again for getting your hopes up about Dave's having almost 3 million viewers, but again, like I said, my brain's not here, so Open Network has all of the ratings. I guess we could talk about the pre-noms a little bit. Just talk about, have we done that though? I can't remember if we have or not.
I don't think
I don't
we
know.
did.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just talk about that a little bit. These are just the pre-noms, so we don't know who will be the nominees. But I believe the first week of May is when the Daytime Emmys will announce the nominees for the 2014 Daytime Emmy Awards. So stay tuned for that. For lead actress, the day's cast members that have been pre-nominated are 1, Eileen Davidson. 2, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the page, so I'm trying to stall as much as I can. Alex Sweeney. 3, Ari Zucker. So, the pre-nominees for the 2014 Daytime Emmy Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series are 4 days, just days, this is only days, of course, Eileen Davidson, Ari Zucker, and Alex Sweeney. For Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series, there are no days actresses that have been nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress. So, sorry about that. Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series, the 2 days actors that have been pre-nominated are James Scott and Sean Christian.
Yay!
I knew you'd have something to say about that. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Blake Ferris, Wally Kurth, Eric Martzloff, and Greg Vaughn.
Yay! I'm excited. Those are good. They got a lot of nominations.
Outstanding on the series, we have Camilla Bannis and Kate Mance.
Yay!
Outstanding Younger have Chandler Massey as Will Horton.
Yay!
Casey Moss and Brady Smith.
Oh, good. All 3 of them.
I know. I mean, it's going to be a tough race. And of course, I just read you the days actors and actresses, but there are a ton of course, General Hospital, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. But there are also actually All My Children and One Life to Live actors and actresses that have been pre-nominated because the Daytime Emmys had decided that even though they're an online soap, that they would still be considered for nomination. So, given that I don't know how many of us here, I know Misty doesn't watch anything but days, and I don't know how many in the chat room. I believe Shakita might, and I think My Soaps Are On also watches other soaps, but who out of all the people that I just read to you, out of all the days actors and actresses that I just read off to you, which of them do you think has the best shot of winning their category?
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking Ari Zucker.
Okay.
Maybe Kate Manzi in her category. She has a better shot, I think, over Camilla.
Of course, this all depends on what scenes they submitted.
True.
So that changed up the whole game, really. For me, I have a feeling actress category is stellar. I mean, the list is just, let me go ahead and read them to you. Sharon Case from Young and the Restless, Jessica Collins from Young and the Restless, Finola Hughes from General Hospital, Catherine Kelly Lang, a daytime beauty, an icon from Bold and Beautiful, Kelly Monaco from General Hospital as well, Heather Tom, the lead, the most recent, I believe she's won 3 in a row as lead actress, Heather Tom from Bold and Beautiful, Jess Walton from Young and the Restless, Maura West. She had just, after being on As the World Turns, and then it was canceled, she just was cast, I think, a year ago on General Hospital, and she's been tearing up the screen. Laura Wright on General Hospital as well. It's going to be a tough category, but I think Eileen has a shot at taking it, hands down, no doubt, for me. Because it's going to be, and I feel like Heather Tom will probably be the one to be most likely, because I mean she is the reigning champion for the past 3 or 4 years, hands down. And I see Jenny in the chat room because she watches most of the soaps as well. I think if I had to narrow it down to 4, lead actresses, it would be Eileen Davidson, Maura West, Laura Wright, and Heather Tom. That's just me. I think it's tough. I feel like Catherine Kelly Lang deserves this because she's been on Bold and Beautiful for forever, and she last year was her first nom, and that was, people couldn't believe that it took her that long to get a nomination. But for me, I feel like it's going to be Eileen Davidson, Maura West, Laura Wright, and Heather Tom. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So now for lead actor, do you think that James Scott or Sean Christian have a chance to take it?
I don't know. I want to say yes, James, but
well, let me go ahead and read to you the actors. And again, it's a tough category. Maurice Bernard from General Hospital, Peter Bergman from Young and the Restless, Doug Davidson from Young and the Restless, Roger Howarth from General Hospital, Christian LeBlanc from Young and the Restless, John McCook from Bold and the Beautiful, Jason Thompson from General Hospital, Billy Miller from Young and the Restless. Oh, it's just that category is, I mean, I don't know how they're going to decide. As Chiquita said, Peter Bergman and Jason Thompson, for me, those are the two that are going to be the ones to beat. My 4 for lead actor, Peter Bergman, Billy Miller, Jason Thompson, and probably Maurice Bernard. So Peter Bergman from YNR, Maurice Bernard from GH, Bernard, Jason Thompson from GH, and Billy Miller from Young and the Restless. I think Billy Miller could give them a run for their money as well. I would be so ecstatic to see Billy Miller win, along with Peter Bergman. Of course, we all know that Billy Miller has left YNR and has been recast. The character has been recast. But his final scenes, when he found out that his daughter was killed by one of his arch nemesis, to watch, but so rewarding as fans to watch because he gave it all. Tough category. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I couldn't decide. I mean, I'd love to be a judge myself, but I would be so biased, and it wouldn't work out.
I know, I would be biased too.
It's,
all these actors would win.
Exactly.
It would be bad.
And Chiquita says in the chat room, Jason Thompson can cry you out of your damn shoes, which is so true. Jason Thompson cries more than any man in daytime, hands down. He cries more than any man in daytime. And if you watch GH, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I don't know I guess we can talk about supporting actors, even though there's no supporting actress. Tracy Bregman, Young and the Restless. Melissa Claire Egan, Young and the Restless. At General Hospital. Nancy Lee Groun, General Hospital. Amelia Heinley, Young and the Restless, Elizabeth Hendrickson, the Restless, Lisa LaCicero, General Hospital, Kimberly McCullough, General Hospital, Kelly Sullivan, General Hospital, and Cynthia Watros, Young and the Restless. All right, for me, hands down, Liz Hendrickson. She's phenomenal. Hands down, an amazing force in daytime. Kelly Sullivan. I feel like those four, Melissa Claire Egan and Liz Hendrickson from YNR and Jane Elliott and Kelly Sullivan from General Hospital. I feel like it's going to come down to those four. And for me, I would be so biased, but I would so love to see Liz Hendrickson win because she's exiting in just a few days, actually. And her daughter was the one, her character's daughter was the one that was killed on Young and the Restless during Sweeps Month. And she just killed those scenes. No pun intended. She just, I mean, if you were watching YNR at that time, right, as she says, if Liz submits the Delia scenes, exactly, no contest. There's no way anyone can beat her if she submitted the scenes where she found out the death of her daughter. Impossible to beat her, no matter what. I mean, I'd love to see Kelly Sullivan give her a run for her money because the scenes, her final scenes as well in General Hospital, Connie/Kate, whichever she went by, she had dual personalities on the show, so that was really fun to see her play. But it's going to be interesting to see. Supporting actor, we're probably spending too much time on this, but oh well, I enjoy it. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series, we have Robert Adamson, Young and the Restless, Bradford Anderson, General Hospital, like Barris, Days of Our Lives, of course, Sean Blakemore, General Hospital, Darren Brooks, Bold and the Beautiful, Steve Burton, Young and the Restless, Scott Clifton, Bold and the Beautiful, William DeVry, General Hospital, Greg Rickart, Young and the Restless, and Dominic Zamprogna, General Hospital, along with the other days actors I didn't mention. Oh my gosh, for me, I'm going to have to go against the Days guys. I don't see Wally Kurth getting the nod at all. Or Greg, I have a hard time seeing them. Blake will either. I don't think he's had that strong of scenes on the show, to be honest. His stronger scenes have already. It was a year ago, so I don't think he has a shot at all. I definitely feel like Bradford Anderson, Dominic Zamprogna, probably Scott Clifton, and what the hell, Greg Vaughn. I feel like those four might have a shot at getting the pre-nom or the nominations. But I think from what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, that Dominic Zamprogna from General Hospital will probably get the win there. If you're a General Hospital fan, you would probably agree with me, I would assume. I'm sure Shakita is in the chat room giving her thoughts. Are we still on? Trying to read through here. Okay, Steve Burton. The scenes where he was having the war flashbacks while holding he thought was his son. The Chelsea and Dylan. I love Chelsea and Dylan on YNR, so I'm so sad that's over. But if he submitted those scenes, I think that he would have a shot as well. But Dante is who Dominic plays. I feel like it's probably going to be Dominic. It's been a while for him. I don't think he's ever won, and the scenes that he's had dealing with he and Lulu, his wife, dealing with the troubles of getting pregnant and then finally getting pregnant and realizing that they lost their child. Very moving scene. Marcy Ryland and Dominic were absolutely fabulous together. So, so tough, and I don't know how they're going to do it. Younger actress, Kristen Alderson, General Hospital, Camilla Bannon, Days of Our Lives, Lindsay Godfrey, Bold and the Beautiful, Krista Khalil, Young and the Restless, Hunter King, Young and the Restless, Kate Manzi, Days of Our Lives, Kim Matula, Bold and the Beautiful, Kelly Missel, One Life to Live, Ashlyn Pierce, Bold and the Beautiful, and Denise Taunts, All My Children. All right. This one is, the four is no contest for me. Hunter King, hands down, Young and the Restless. I think she could take this category. Denise Taunts, All My Children, it will give Hunter King a run for her money. Kelly Missel as well will give her a run for her money. And Kristen Alderson. I believe it's going to be those four. Kristen Alderson, Hunter King, Kelly Missile, and Denise Taunts. I feel like it'll probably come down to Hunter King and Kelly Missile. You all know, I'm a diehard One Life to Live fan, so I would love to see Kelly Missile take it, but I don't feel like she has as much depth as Hunter King has. When Hunter played Summer on Young and the Restless, and when Summer found out about her mother being in a coma and the drug issues that Summer had, and finding out that her father that she thought was her father for the past 16 years was not her father because of a DNA test that went awry, no doubt I think Hunter King can take this category. Hands down. Let's see. People in the chat room are agreeing. Jenny thinks that give it to Hunter now. Maybe she's just agreeing with me. Denise what played Miranda. If you watch All My Children, Denise played Miranda Montgomery on All My Children's new version. That was Bianca's daughter. And who was the father? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But Kristen Alderson, of course, who played, she plays Kiki now, I believe. That whole thing where they brought the One Life to Live actors over and they had them as their One Life to Live characters, and they got sued, and then they had to change their character names. I gave up on General Hospital for that reason. But, I don't know. I have my favorites, as you can tell, obviously. Maybe I should have probably just run down through these and say who I think or want to win. Last one, Outstanding Younger Actor, and then we'll get to Liam. Outstanding Younger Actor in a Drama Series, we have Corbin Blue, One Life to Live, Brian Craig, General Hospital, Chad Duell, General Hospital, Matt on the Rest of Our Lives, Casey Moss, Days of Our Lives, Eric Nelson, All My Children, Daniel Polo, Young and the Restless, and Freddie Smith, Days of Our Lives. For this one, I have Max Erich, Chandler Massey, Freddie Smith, and I don't know, this is a tough one. Between Eric Nelson and Brian Craig, I'm not sure which. I'm going to have to go with Brian Craig. But I think, as sad as this is for me to admit, take it. It might be his year to dethrone Chandler Massey. Watch YNR, you will know what I'm talking about. His drug storylines, I mean, phenomenally done. He hasn't been on as much lately, which has been disappointing, but when he has been on there, he has absolutely stolen the show. Brian Craig is from General Hospital. He plays Morgan, and he is the one, his character is, his character is like 19 or 20, and he was sleeping with Maura West's character, and Maura West is like 45 or 50. So it was a cougar thing going on there. That was really interesting to see. So if you were watching then, yeah, that was interesting. And yeah, as Jenny says, I think Finn's character is compelling. He's phenomenal, and Morgan sleeping with Ava Ew. It was pretty gross. But let me just those are my thoughts on the four. But if I had to go through, I know I'm just talking and rambling, and Misty is just sitting in the background thinking, "Oh my God, I wish she'd shut up." If I had to go through here and pick, for me, the winner of Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series would go to Eileen Davidson. If I had to pick Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series, I'd have to. As tough as it is for me to say, because I'm not a General Hospital fan, I'm going to have to go with Jason Thompson over Billy Miller. It's tough for me to say because I'm not a GH fan, but I think Jason Thompson could take this one. Outstanding Supporting Actor, Liz Hendrickson. No doubt, Liz Hendrickson. There's no contest. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, Dominic. As I already said, Dominic Zamprogna from General Hospital. I think it's his to lose. I'm not sure who could be his closest contest. I believe Bradford Anderson could be his closest contest, and again, it all depends on what scenes they have submitted. Outstanding Younger Actress in a Drama Series, Hunter King, as I already alluded to, Hunter King. But I would not be surprised if Kelly Missile snuck up and took this category either. An Outstanding Younger Actor in a Drama Series. Again, as hard as it is for me to say, I think this is Max Erich's year to dethrone Chandler Massey. So those are my thoughts on the daytime Emmys. Again, the first week of May, we will know the nominees. And if I'm wrong, I'll be completely shocked because I'm pretty sure that I'm right on with this. No, I'm not. I'm being sarcastic. But I think I hit them pretty good. I hit the nail on the head with those. But well, stay tuned, and hopefully, maybe we'll do a show closer to the Emmy Awards where we just discuss the Emmys. Maybe we'll bring on a third co-host, someone to talk to, since Misty is just here for days. Because I know Travis watches most of the shows, so he could interact with us. And I'm not trying to belittle you, Misty, by saying that you don't watch anything else. I'm just pointing out. Shakita thinks that people are going to be both surprised and disappointed when the actual noms come out. Yeah, last year I was surprised as well, and upset in some aspects. That's how it goes every year. There's going to be some disappointments, but there's also going to be some exciting moments. And I hope we get to see it as well, because we don't know if the daytime Emmys will be televised or not. So I know I know Kendra has been screaming in the chat room, so I'm sure she probably has some thoughts. So before we get into Liam, go ahead and bring her on, Misty.
Okay. Hi, Kendra.
Hello.
You're here. What do you have to say? I know you've been screaming in the chat room, so give us your thoughts on the Emmy Awards.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's going to win this year.
Who?
Allison Sweeney.
Oh.
She has some good scenes, too.
I don't think Allison has had that much the scenes worthy of submitting to the daytime. I'm sorry, but I don't think that she has the people that at all. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough award ceremony. I mean, there's so many actors. I mean, soaps have approximately 20 to 30 actors plus recurring, and they're all going up against each other, and these actors work like crazy. They get out like 5 or 6 shows a week, or something. I think Dave gets out 7 shows a week. And these actors have to be on their toes at every moment. And as we heard from, I believe most of our guests have told us that Dave gets one shot at these scenes, and as we see them on the air, they work through them flawlessly. I mean, some of them, such as Justin Gaston, that doesn't, but they've done. I'm sorry, he is horrible, and I really do hope they recast him. He cannot act his way out of a paper bag.
Oh, I know. I was like, oh my goodness.
I love his wife
pretty
with the Ordway
to look at.
No, Justin.
Justin Gaston, who plays
Ben. He's horrible, like boring. Get off.
He is the worst. I'm not really sorry to say it, but his wife, on the other hand, is amazing. Melissa Ordway on Young and the Restless. She's phenomenal, but he does not have any of her skills whatsoever. But so it's gonna be tough. I mean, I would love to see Allie win. I mean, if she won, I'd be ecstatic. But sadly, I don't think she has a chance.
But I mean, she did some good stuff last year. I hope she wins.
What do you think about? Let's go to younger actor. I know you probably have some thoughts on that. You think Chandler Massey will take it, or you think Freddie Smith will take it?
I'm watching G.H. Brian. I mean, I saw the scenes and it's pretty good.
You think so? Morgan, Brian Craig as Morgan on General Hospital. His scenes with Maura West, I mean, he couldn't have asked for a better screen partner. I mean, a daytime veteran, like, working opposite of a daytime vet like Maura West, I mean, he has so much influence there. Or, I mean, she is so what am I trying to say here? She could teach him, or has taught him, so much as a young up-and-coming actor to be able to work beside a daytime vet like that. And he works beside Maurice Bernard as well, who is a vet. So no way that he, is not going to be able to soar past soaps with having these actors leading him and teaching him along the way.
Mhm. Yeah, I want Family Wednesday, but great talent.
That yep. I mean, that's all we can say. It's going to be tough, hands down, and I don't know how they're going to choose it. And you can't. I don't think there's going to be ties.
Yeah.
Don't have ties, sadly. But I mean, this just goes to show you how deep the talent is in daytime and how talented these daytime actors are. I mean, there's no other set of actors and actresses in the industry that are as talented, deep as the daytime actors.
Yeah.
They have to be so disciplined to do what they do day in and day out, and it's amazing how they rip out these scenes every day, like 7 shows a week, without issues. It's crazy, and I'm proud to be able to still have 4 soaps on the air to enjoy. So, like I said, I think the Emmys are in June, if I'm not mistaken, late June. And like I said, the first week of May is when we'll get the nominees. So we'll be sure to keep you up to date on that.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's time that we get into something more days related. Finally, I know everybody has been screaming for us to talk about Liam. So
yes, but I'm on Team Liam.
So we saw last week Liam, who hardly ever gets out of that little dark room of his. I mean, he never gets out of that room. He's always sitting in that little dark room of his, which makes it all the more creepy. Why don't you talk about this, Misty, because I feel like I've just been talking, and I feel so bad that you haven't said anything. So you go ahead and recap.
All right. Well, I guess this week he started out, I guess he was looking at the laptop where he took the files. He copied those files from Jennifer's computer, and he was, like, looking over her emails, and he saw where she had written to her mom a few weeks back complaining about Daniel. And I think in the email it said something about how it would be so much easier if he wasn't around or something like that. And then I guess Liam got an idea and was like, okay, honey, or whatever he says, your wish is my command kind of thing. He just creeps me out. And so, I mean, he's so creepy. And so I guess he takes that idea and decides that he is going to drug Daniel. And see, I didn't know what he was putting in the orange juice at first. I didn't know he was giving him
arsenic.
It looked like vodka to me.
Yeah. I thought maybe he was poisoning him. It was going to kill him, not drug him.
Yay.
So. And so I know, I was like, what is he putting in there? And so then, obviously, he drugged him because then Daniel couldn't finish his operation that he, went in for. And so they did blood work, which is hilarious because, okay, if he was doing an illegal drug, do they really think he would allow them to do blood work on him? I mean, do they really think he's that stupid? I don't know. I'm like, why would they even think that he would be okay with it if he was, like, willingly and knowingly doing drugs himself? I'm like, really, people, get it together. So he is on, do they suspend him? I'm thinking they suspended him, right? Pending further investigation or whatever.
I got to be honest, I didn't see all of Fridays or Thursday, so I have no idea. It bored me to tears last week. That's why I'm asking Misty to recap.
Yeah. I did watch all week. I'm pretty sure they put him on suspension and until they could finish the investigation or whatever. But in the meantime, he's actually in a hospital room, and they were, like, giving him IV to flush out the drugs. But Liam goes back into the apartment, I guess, to pour out any traces of that drug in the orange juice, and he replaced it with the new orange juice and, like, cleaned up fingerprints and everything. And as he was leaving, Nicole showed up, and they bumped into each other. And here's where it's going to get interesting is because Liam saw Nicole, like, throw away her shredded papers of the evidence for Eric, So he's got that on her. And then is he the one that's putting it back together?
I think so.
Oh, my gosh. So he's got her evidence. And then he told her, and it was funny because he told her that there was some hot nurse or doctor that lived there, and he was there giving her a house call.
Wrong gender.
And I was like, okay. But, so she doesn't think anything of it at that time. But then she goes to see Daniel at the hospital and realizes that he's been drugged, and, Daniel thinks that someone actually did it to him. She has a flashback of Liam. So here's my thinking. Is she going to say anything to anybody? Because she knows that he's seen her at the place where she was trying to destroy the evidence. So I think he's going to use that, and then she's not going to be able to tell anybody. And so then Teresa's going to get the blame.
I think that Nicole is too obsessed about Eric to even think or worry about anything else. So I don't think that's another thing that I was going to bring up is how bored I am with Eric and Nicole. How I'm so over Eric and Nicole. I mean, we're not talking about that right now, but I just want to put that out there that I'm bored to death with them. And then as for Teresa, my soaps are on says Liam has control of Teresa, which I mean, yeah, exactly. See, I'm not. I'm reading through the chat room here as Misty was giving her recap, and I can see from Shakita and Jenny and my soaps are on. Everybody is in agreement. Team Liam, hashtag Team Liam. And Shakita says that no matter how much Days tries, I'm not going to like Danifer. No matter how much Dave tells me I should love them, I will always hate Danifer. And Jenny says, I'm surprised I didn't write Dr. Dan himself and didn't write Dr. Dan saving himself, reversing the effects of the drug. He's super doctor. Okay. I read all your comments, and I follow you all on Twitter, and I know how much you hate Danifer, but I am here to be the other side of the argument. I, for one, am not a fan of Liam. Sorry, but I don't like Liam whatsoever. I can't. They need to do something with him instead of leave him in that creepy room. That's all they do.
I don't like him either. He's weird. He just creeps me out way too much. I just can't. Every time he's on, I'm like, oh gosh, this is.
The character's got to have a little more than just that factor. For me,
yeah.
I can't. I mean, and you all probably know that I like Danifer. I didn't.
I'll tell you what, Anne was super excited to see that he had drugs in his system. She was like ready to high five somebody.
But I can handle a character giving, Danifer a little heckle now and then, something like that. But I don't know. I'm probably just being a sourpuss about how when he was on As the World Turns, he was phenomenal. But I don't like Liam whatsoever, and I hope that he meets his demise somehow in a very bad way. I'm sorry, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. And also I enjoy JJ and Paige. People think they're the next Danifer, but I love JJ and Paige. I feel sorry. Hey now. I feel sorry for Bev. I will admit I do feel sorry for Bev. But I think we all know that Bev's not going to go down without a fight either.
Well, it's Bev's fault, though.
She
being ugly because, she was being ugly because JJ wants to change his ways, and she's calling him all boring and stuff now, doesn't want to hang out with him. So it's her own fault. I don't feel sorry for her.
But anyways, so, I mean, I don't feel like there's much to discuss with Liam because everybody in the chat room is Team Liam and, screw Danifer. But he will. I don't think Liam is going to be the demise of Jennifer. I think that Days has made it clear that they are sticking with Jennifer.
Yep.
No matter how much you fans bitch and moan on Twitter today about it, the more you do it, the more determined they are to keep Jennifer together just to make you mad. I mean, I'm kind of being funny, but kind of not being funny because I really do think that's true. I don't think they're not going to break up Jennifer no matter what. They've made it obvious. And I'm not saying it's because I like Jennifer. I'm saying it because we've seen too many clues that Dave is sticking to their guns and not going to do what the fans think, what the fans want. I mean, fans want. They're going to do what they want to do, and Ken Corday and everybody loves Jennifer. So I think the best thing to do is just be like, oh, it's all going to work out perfectly fine, and they can be the next Tom and Alice. I'm going to cause such a stir with that statement right there. But just think about that. Just think about what I said for a while.
No, not.
Yeah. I'm not even reading the chat room. Yeah. Well, just let's see. As Susan says, it's all part of the brings a drama, which keeps us watching. Well, for me, I haven't watched Thursday and Friday, so I didn't watch. But you got to have a little love to go along with that drama, though. I feel like we have more drama in daytime, not just days in general. There's not as much love in the afternoon as there used to be. It's more, paternity switches and ABs being born and who's the daddy and stuff like that. There's not as much, love in the afternoon. That's what daytime was built upon, love in the afternoon, and then now it's just psychosis in the afternoon or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. I don't know where to go from here.
Well,
Shakita in the chat room, what she just asked, and Kendra told us about this as well. Can we talk about Gabby slapping Sammy into November? And I think Misty might be the best one to talk about that because, like I said, I didn't see that. So
I saw it. It was late.
Well, here's how it leads up to that. Is Sammy comes over to see Gabby, and of course Gabby and Nick are making out on the couch, about to do the nasty. And she's banging on the door, and he's like, they'll go away. And then they realize it's Sammy and freak out because she's got a key, so she can just come on in. So Nick just runs over to the door and puts the chain on and, grabs all of his stuff and goes into the bedroom, but he leaves the shoe behind. And so when Sammy comes in, she's talking to her, whatever, talking to Gabby, and then she sees that shoe, which is really funny because she thought it was Will and Sunny's shoe, Will or Sunny's shoe. And so she's just like, you think they would pick up for themselves and blah, 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 just, having their little normal comedy relief section. And then so she's like, yeah. Well, she leaves. Finally, Gabby gets to leave by telling her, she's not really doing anything with Nick. They're taking it slowly, but she says that he deserves a second chance. If she can be with EJ, then Nick deserves a second chance. So they leave, or she leaves or whatever. But then later, I think this is on Friday, she runs into Nick with Julie, which Julie, oh my gosh, really, she is a nutcase. She was like, how was the wedding? Because I guess Nick had a gift on the table, and he says it was for Will and Sunny for their wedding. And then she was like, how was the wedding? And he was like, well, I don't know because I wasn't invited. And then she was like, what? How are you not invited? All the Hortons were invited. Even Teresa was invited. And was like, oh, crazy. And I'm sitting here thinking, really, Julie, you know why he wasn't invited. I mean, come on. And then he says that.
I'm biting my tongue right now. I'm biting my tongue.
And then he brings up the fact, what he put on through last year or whatever. And then Julie was like, but that was last year. You're different now. And I'm like, oh, my God. And then here comes Sammy in, and then of course Julie starts going off on Sammy, and then she leaves or whatever, and then she starts talking to Nick, and she happens to look down and sees his shoes, which she's like, oh, crap, puts two and two together, that Nick was the one that was over there with Gabby. So she goes storming back to Gabby's or Will's house apartment or whatever, and Gabby had just put the baby down for the bed, and so or nap or whatever, and Sammy's like busting in, and she just starts screaming. She was like, "You are unbelievable, unfreaking believable." And she says, "You are the same selfish, lying little bitch that you." And before she could finish the sentence, Gabby slaps her across the face. And the look on Sammy's face was like, "You really just slapped me in the face." I mean, it was classic. Oh, that's how that all went down. And what I am waiting for is her, because they didn't get to like Sammy's real reaction. She just had this look on her face, like, I can't believe you just slapped me in the face kind of look. So can't wait for next week to see. Maybe they'll have like a real cat fight and just start going at it.
Oh, God.
And then Will will come in to break it up, because I'm sure they're going to be coming back from their honeymoon really quickly.
Oh,
so.
Yes. That 2-second honeymoon that they had, when the rest of it was just talking about Nick. That's pretty depressing, but, I mean, whatever.
Because we know Sunny is trying to talk Will into going back to the whole getting custody agreement. So Sammy's going to mess that up. She's totally messing that up. I can see it now.
And And he thinks that Gabby's going to be okay with the custody agreement. But I don't think she is, no matter what stance they are. Because she's going to see it as them taking Ari from her. No matter what the situation is at this time, whether things are good with Sammy or whether things are good between Will and Sunny and Gabby, she's going to see it as they're trying to take Ari from her. And I mean, what I was going to say first was that I agree with Gabby in that Sammy doesn't have any room to talk, because EJ really isn't any better than Nick, in a sense. However, I hate Nick, and I hate Gabby. So, I mean, I would love nothing more than to see Gabby and Nick in a car and see it go off a cliff and crash down a bunch of rocks and blow up into a million pieces. But with that said, like I said, I do agree with that. Sammy doesn't have any room to talk, and as Misty said, Sammy is just going to screw all this stuff up. She's just going to make it. It's just going to make things worse for Will and Sunny. I don't know how this is going to go. I'd love to see a custody battle myself. I thought for a year that there was going to be a custody battle, and we haven't seen one yet, and we haven't seen signs of a custody battle yet. But I have a feeling that Gabby out of town is a custody battle. Now when there's a custody battle that might send Gabby out of town and Nick stays, how's that going to go when Gabby leaves town and Nick is still in town? That's what I'm interested to see, how they work that. And I'm sure it's going to be Nick is going to forever be in Will and Sunny's sphere, which is what drives me nuts. I'd love to see some drama with Will and Sunny that doesn't involve Nick and or Gabby for once. I mean, give them some drama. They need drama because they're kind of just boring right now. But give them some drama that doesn't involve Nick or Gabby for once. I mean, I don't know. Throw in. What's his name? Brian or what? I don't know. Just do something with them. Make them more interesting than what they are now. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Chiquita in the chat room is saying that fans should give up this notion that they shouldn't have nemesis because no bad times means no air time. She's saying happy couples equal no air time. So we need to give them some drama.
So then Danifer must be the most unhappy couple ever since they're on every day.
But you know what? They can't be happy because they have drama in their lives.
Exactly.
It's either Teresa or Liam, so it's getting them the airtime because someone's constantly wanting them apart. So we need that. We do need the drama. That's why Abigail brings the craziness to EJ and Sammy. may not like it, but it brings good drama and awesome showtime. So in a way, I do like it. I'm not gonna lie, but because it brings the characters, something interesting instead of just being, oh, I'm so happy, and I'm in love.
Exactly.
So,
and one last thing
nobody
before
wants to watch that.
One last thing for you in the show. I just wanted to read Susan's comment. She said that I agree with Brandon. Put Liam in the truck first. That's in reference to me saying that Gabby and Nick should go off the cliff, she said, to put Liam in the trunk with them. I mean, 3 for 1. I mean, hey, why not? I mean, go for it. All right. What a crazy evening. Oh, my gosh. I couldn't stop. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm so stressed with school, that is. I need this moment to just get all my anger and frustration out. And I think I did that. So I think I can sleep well tonight. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let Misty shut down the show.
Okay. Before we end, we would like to remind you all to go and follow us on Twitter. We are at CG Online Radio. And if you haven't already, go and like us on Facebook. Just type in Common Ground Radio in the search bar. Drop us a comment on our page. Tell us what you think about our show, what you would like for us to talk about. Anything. We're open to suggestions. Also, check out airnationradio.com because there you'll not only find links to all of our past shows so you can download and listen to them anytime you please, but you will find a little biography on myself and Brandon, along with all of the great shows on the Air Nation Radio Network. And you can follow them on Twitter as well. It's at Air Nation Radio. And if you're into iHeartRadio, you can also find us there. We're under the talk show category. So be sure to check all of that out, and we would love to hear from you. A reminder, next week is Easter Sunday, so we will not have a show. We want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat room this evening and joined in on the discussion. We hope that you had as much fun as we did. Brandon has one last thing to say tonight.
I want to remind you all that on Monday, tomorrow, I have a show at 3 Eastern, Duckball Live, that I host with my friend Kat. We will be discussing the past week on Big Brother Canada. After Kenny and Sarah's double eviction, how will that shake up the house? We will be revealing to you who is the new HOH, who they nominated, and who won the POV. We have a lot to say, so be sure to tune in tomorrow at 3 Eastern Standard Time here on TalkShoe, Duckball Live, Big Brother Canada.
All right, and I'm still working on some special guests for the show. And until next time for Common Ground Radio, I am Misty.
I'm Brandon.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Common Ground Radio with hosts Brandon and Misty on the Air Nation Radio Network. Thank you for joining us.